Hello everyone, my name is Tena from Quantum Healing with Tena. I'm a BQH practitioner, spirit releasement therapist, and intuitive empath. In case you don't already know, I haven't posted in a while, so I'm excited to get this video out. I had a really interesting client come to me recently, and she had had a session in a QHHT in the summertime, and she came to me with a lot of questions about that session because this so-called spirit guide that was speaking through her didn't feel right. It was saying things like she was so big and important, and that's true. We're all big and important, but it couldn't seem to get past that. And it was also saying things like she didn't choose her parents, and there were just some red flags. The energy felt off, and she was able to recognize that, which to her credit is pretty amazing. And she didn't even tell me that, but when I listened to it, I recognized that as well. The energy just didn't feel right. So after this session, she had a being present herself. And this being was saying things like, she kept making promises to her, like leaving her a trail of breadcrumbs, making promises that she was going to deliver these special gifts that would never come, and all of these things. She was very manipulative, deceitful. She would go back and forth between saying she was something good and something bad. And as this progressed over the weeks leading up to our session together, we did a tandem session with Karen, so that Karen would be able to help us find some clarity. So this, leading up to the session, I was getting a lot of information from my guides, because when I book a session with someone, my guides start speaking to me right away. And the way they do that is through just downloads of information, and also they bring things to my attention, like articles and videos, and any kind of information they can get to me, they will. And if I'm paying attention, I will pick up on that and realize that it's all related somehow. And when this woman came in and into my field, my energetic field, and asked for a session, pay attention to those kind of things for practitioners, because everyone is a mirror to us and what's going on in our reality. So when she came in, I was dealing with some of the same kind of things in my own reality that she was bringing forward. And so really this is about trauma, specifically childhood trauma, and what that does to the human. So my guides were bringing me all kinds of information on things like dissociative identity disorder, which is basically when we are children, mostly under the age of 9, but even older, and something traumatic happens. Now, trauma doesn't have to be a big, huge event. It doesn't have to be overt physical abuse or sexual abuse or aggressive verbal abuse. It really can be so simple as neglect, just emotional neglect, not having someone to go to feel heard and safe and validated and supported. There's big T's and little t's. So yes, sexual abuse and physical abuse is very traumatic for a child. But there are also a lot of little t's as well that we don't always recognize. I mean, even a child who doesn't get the toy they want, that can be traumatic for them. So there are a lot of little things that we overlook, and we're apt to say, oh, well, I can't be traumatized because nothing serious ever happened to me. But what I'm seeing more and more are people coming forward that absolutely are traumatized. They haven't had any huge events, but it's like a slow erosion over time of the self. That's been the case for me. I haven't had any like overt, what you would call big T traumas in my life, but I've had a progression of little t's. So what happens is when we experience trauma, big T's or little t's as children, the sense of self isn't fully developed yet. It's not a solid, you're not a solid personality until much later. So when traumas happen, the child will learn to dissociate, which means they will energetically leave the body. And when they leave the body, what happens is a personality is created to then come into the body to hold that trauma for them, to experience that for them. So it splits off from the whole. So every time a trauma happens, a new aspect of self is created. This is really fascinating to me because these aspects of self can actually be full-blown personalities. And the original host self might not have any idea at all that they're there. So what happened with this client was that after her first regression, one of these aspects started to show itself to her. And it was lying and manipulating and kind of bullying and saying things like it was original sin and it had done really bad things and it was a narcissist and just all of these awful things it was telling her it had done. So when she came in for the session, our intention was to find clarity around what this being was. Was it an actual entity, an attachment with her? Was it a part of herself? Like I said, my guides were sending me information that it was part of herself, but I didn't go in with any preconceived notions. I just went in to see what was going to happen. So as you'll see in this clip I'm going to show you, in the opening scene, the client wasn't getting any information at all. She was completely blocked out. And Karen was put in a cage by this being. And the next thing we see is that this being is like fake drowning in the water. And Karen's in the boat. So you'll see how it all plays out. This is part of integrating these aspects of self that we've created as children to hold our trauma. And you'll see that's what this aspect was actually doing for her. She created it. She actually created it. And that's the amazing capacity of the brain. When faced with trauma as children, to be able to dissociate, split off, and create a whole nother personality to be able to deal with that trauma. Like, that is incredible. It is so fascinating to me how we can do these things, to be able to compartmentalize and deal and move on in life, to live a successful life. Like, it's really just, it's incredible. Humans are incredible. I've been fascinated by this information since it's been coming into my field. And I found something called parts work. And parts work does exactly that. It works with the parts of self that have fragmented off into separate personalities. You would hear this referred to back in the day as multiple personality disorder, but it's not actually a disorder at all as far as I'm concerned. It's really an amazing capability of the brain to keep the original whole self safe. And we all have these personalities within us, whether we realize it or not. They're in there. Like just yesterday, I had found one of my own, and it was a protector being, and it was male, and it was protecting my 2-year-old self. And that's what will happen with these personalities. There will be like an opposite. So there'll be two. There'll be like a child aspect and a big protector aspect. And then there are personalities known as like exiles, which are the deeper, more suppressed aspects of self that we might not even know are there at all. But we all have these. We all have these. These aren't just like for people with DID or multiple personality disorder. We all have these aspects of self within us that have split off to fulfill certain roles in our lives, to protect us, to hold our pain, to hold difficult emotions that we're not ready to deal with, like anger or shame, as you'll see in this clip. I think this is really important because many people struggle with hearing voices in their head. And we're only taught that there's ego and there's, our soul or spirit, but there can be many different fragmented aspects of self as well, not just ego. Yes, these personalities are aspects of the ego. They are. So the ego isn't just one thing. It can be many. And if anyone is struggling out there with feeling these different aspects of self coming forward, a lot of times they will come forward after a session or after a spiritual awakening, because what they really want to do, even if they don't admit it, is they want to integrate into the whole. They want to become whole. And it's really just about sitting with and allowing and validating what they are feeling, because they are feeling the feelings that you didn't want to feel, that you cast aside and said, I'm not going to feel this anger. And so what happened is it went into that aspect of self, and that aspect of yourself is carrying all of that pain for you. So it's not about getting rid of or invalidating these parts. We want to accept these parts and love these parts of ourselves, because they've done us a great service in holding our pain and trauma. Like, how amazing is that? That we have personalities and aspects of self inside of us that are, their sole purpose is to hold our pain and to keep us safe. That's incredible to me, that humans are able to do that. So you'll see in this clip from this session, the progression of this aspect. And we take her to a healing temple to release all of her shame. And then she integrates into the whole. I will be sharing, I'm not sure if I want to share the second half of this. What happens after the end of this clip is that we try to move on to the next scene and we can't get anywhere again. So what happened in hindsight was that there was another aspect that came up and blocked us. And I didn't realize it at the time that it was another one. So we thought it was still the original one, but it couldn't have been, because we already healed that one. It was only in hindsight that we realized it was actually a different aspect. So we spent a very long time arguing pretty much with that aspect, between the whole self and that aspect, trying to find a resolution, and we really never got to one. So that is really interesting as well. And then we did bring in the higher self, and the higher self, which she knew from her first session, is actually the earth. So it's really interesting, and what the earth wanted to do, why the earth, which she calls it an earth seed, like starseed, earth seed. So she's carrying an aspect of the earth. The earth is her higher self, and she has direct communication with the earth. And so that in the higher self portion, the earth channels through her. I'm going to share that piece too. It's really interesting because the earth talks about how she unwittingly let in the darkness, and how that was such a parallel to this woman's life, because her life was filled with trauma and narcissist, and the earth had also unwillingly let in the darkness, and this aspect of the woman was that darkness. So it was like all three of them, or probably more than three of them, are trying to now integrate into the whole, kind of like Russian dolls. It's very interesting, and the earth says there are many earth seeds that have chosen to, because the earth only knew love and light in her original form. So it can be very difficult for an earth seed to be here and experience this duality and this suffering that and trauma that can come along with a human life. And when you only know light, that's a difficult experience. So that was part of the earth's message. It's just all very fascinating to me. It's so complex, but also super simple at the same time. As we ascend, the earth is ascending, or I should say, as she's ascending, we are ascending and healing these darker aspects of self, these traumatized aspects of self. Like, we have to heal them and move through them in order to really get into a more awakened state of being, just as she is doing in shedding her darkness, you know, and how we're in such an important time right now with all that's happening in the world. It's really just, you just have to take a deep breath, because it can feel really intense at times. So just be easy with yourselves, be gentle. Please let me know in the comments what you think about this. I'm probably going to be doing some parts work soon. I'm going to post a video I did with Karen doing parts work, which is fascinating, and the healing is amazing. So if anyone's interested in that, please reach out to me. I'd be happy to assist you. I think it's important to heal and love all of our parts and integrate them back into the whole, or at least allow them the knowing that you're there for them, to comfort them and to validate them. That's all they're really looking for in the end. So I hope you enjoyed this clip. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts or ideas or questions about what we did here. And yeah, I'd love to hear from you. Give this video a like if you like it, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. All right, sending you guys so much love out there. Hang in there, we're gonna get through this. Mwah. Love you, bye.
In induction, I was put in a cage and was being blocked off from seeing, and trying to talk to whoever had put me there to let them know that I could let myself out. They can't let me, they can't keep me here. And the next scene, I'm in a boat surrounded by water, and whoever had put me in that cage is drowning, trying, or like, I don't know if it's play drowning or they're pretending to drown victim.
That's what's happening now.
Yes,
And you're in a boat?
I'm in a boat.
What does the boat look like?
It's the regular rope boat, wooden, brown, 2 oars. Very like quiet water. It's like a lake. I see there's a couple of mountains in the corner, like around.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of greenery. But there's no one here. It's just me and this person.
What does this being look like?
It looks like a girl,
Mm-hmm.
less than 15 years old.
15?
Less than 15.
Mm-hmm.
Flailing in the water.
Mm-hmm. Do you get the sense that she's really drowning or faking it?
She's speaking it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anything else in that scene?
Well, I passed the oar over to help her into the boat, and now she's gasping like in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
But I could see the eyes are not, there's no sympathy.
Mm.
It's kind of mischievous.
Mm-hmm. Does she say anything to you?
No, just kind of wiping the water off her head and of herself. And I took the oars back and I'm rowing us back to land.
Okay. Lisa, are you getting anything else?
Higher self says wait. It's coming.
So Karen, let me know what happens when you get to the shore. Fast forwarding a little bit.
We're off land, kind of hard on the feet. Not for me, for the girl. She's wearing all white.
Mm-hmm.
Really weak in the legs. But I feel like it's acting.
Mm.
She's saying this is a scam.
What's a scam?
That's all she's saying. This is a scam.
This is a scam. Mm-hmm. Let's talk to her and ask her who she is and what she's doing here.
It's a very strong energy.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me ground, please?
Mm-hmm. Sending your light down through your legs. Imagining your zip-up socks. Keeping your body and your energy body inside your physical body. And asking Gaia to come up and meet you and keep you grounded. Gaia reaches out with her arms, is holding you down to earth. She has your ankles. Staying in the body, you are safe. Nothing can harm you. You're a powerful being. How are you feeling?
Okay.
Are you grounded?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what happens next.
Which is the girl.
What does she say?
She's only telling me her name is Elle.
Elle? Mm-hmm. What is she doing here?
She's trying to take her power back.
Mm-hmm. How did she lose her power?
From this scam.
From this scam. Is she calling us a scam that we're trying to help Lisa?
Yes,
Mm-hmm. And why is she afraid that we're going to help Lisa?
because then she'll disappear.
Mm.
She feels like she's drowning.
Mm-hmm. So who is Elle? Is she? Who is she? Ask her who she is.
It's just a personality in her child.
Mm-hmm. And how was she created?
To protect her
Mm-hmm.
from all the what she's calling monsters.
To protect her from the monsters.
Yes.
Yeah. So if she is a protector, why has she been manipulating Lisa and lying to her?
I keep giving her breadcrumbs to keep her alive. Because the more that Lisa baits, the more she's alive. The more she gets to stick around.
Hmm. I see. So the more that Lisa interacts with her, the more strength that gives her,
Yes.
and the longer she gets to stay.
The more she gets to come because her power is given to her to speak more, to give her more clues, to get her on this chase of what feels like a hunt of something.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh, so she's like feeding her breadcrumbs to keep her coming back.
Yes.
Yes.
And she wants her to keep coming back, so she'll feed her with more information so that she keeps her alive.
Mm.
But she's there to protect her from these monsters that she calls them.
Mm-hmm.
Who are the monsters?
Who are the monsters?
The narcissists.
Mm-hmm.
They taught me.
Lisa says the narcissist in her life taught her that she learned valuable lessons from them and that she forgives them. What does Ellis have to say about that?
She's feeling helpless, like where does that leave me when she learns her lesson?
Mm-hmm.
I have no purpose anymore.
Is that what she says, or is that you?
That's what she says.
I don't know about this. Well, excuse me. If Ellie is a part of Lisa, she can integrate into the whole and become one with Lisa. She doesn't disappear. She just
Is she energy that doesn't belong?
is she energy that doesn't belong? Or is she a subpersonality?
I'm feeling she was created as in the childhood.
Yeah.
She can come with me.
Oh, I got chills. Lisa said she can come. You can come with her, Ellie. She's not going to leave you behind.
I won't leave you.
She's not going to leave you.
It's okay.
She's hesitating. I'm trying to give her my hand, but she's not taking it right now. So I'm just holding my hand up.
Okay. You can come. Don't be afraid. You're okay. You're safe. I won't let anything happen to you.
She's just really scared.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be scared. We're here to help you. I came here to help you.
You know, we all gathered here today to help you, Ellie.
It was hard. We did it though. We're here. I'm still here.
Lisa loves you and wants.
Look how far I've come. Don't you want to go with me? We can have that place that you wanted me to dream of. We can have it. We can have everything you want. You just have to come. You can't play this game in my life anymore. You're such a trickster. I see you. I know who you are now. Please, you have to come with me. We can't get there divided. We have to be strong together. You have things I need. I have things you need.
Yes. Stronger together than separate. And the love you have for each other will propel you forward.
I know you wanted to protect me. It's okay. I know who they are. Knowing's half the battle. Come on. You don't have to put me in the cage anymore. Come on.
And by you being there, Ellie, as this separate part of Lisa, it's subconsciously attracting more monsters to her. When your mission is to protect her, that's not what you're doing. It's attracting more monsters because you're there ready to defend. So it's doing the opposite of what you set out to do. Do you understand that?
She's nodding, but I could feel like she's emitting so much shame.
Mm-hmm.
It's not your shame. I'm standing here, my arms are open. Come on.
What about if we take Ellie to a healing temple where she can heal all of that shame and anything else she's holding on to? Let's go to the Angel Clubhouse and ask the angels to help Ellie release all of that shame. What else is Ellie feeling?
Very small, very empty.
Small.
The shame is very dominant, though. I feel she just feels like her one purpose is this, and she's still seeing it as separate. That she has no place when she's not a protector anymore.
Mm-hmm.
She's very scared.
Mm-hmm. Sure. It is scary to lose your identity. But the good thing about it is you get to gain a new identity. And I know the fear is there, but you will function for Lisa in a new way when you integrate into the whole and heal yourself. So let's take Ellie to the Angel Clubhouse.
We're here.
Okay.
The music's already playing.
Okay. And this is a beautiful healing temple for you, Ellie, where the angelic energy will help you release anything you're holding on to that you need to release.
I'm guiding her into the bath.
Okay.
She's looking up at you.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to trust you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she has my hands.
Do you sense any other presences or beings there with you?
Not just the energy of the angels.
Mm-hmm. Good.
They're all here in support and love. So she feels safe.
Good. I want Ellie to get what she needs today to heal all those parts of her. Why is Ellie so shameful? Lisa, do you know?
No.
Why is Ellie so shameful, Karen?
She said she did bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exactly what she just said.
What kind of bad things has she done?
Lying.
Mm-hmm.
Manipulating.
Mm-hmm.
You did it with a good heart. You wanted to protect. It wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm.
She's thinking she's a narcissist herself.
Yeah, she thinks that.
Mm-hmm. The narcissist is just a label for a very traumatized person. And that's why we brought you here, so you can heal. Are you ready to let go of those things now?
She says she's not loved.
She's not loved. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she feels very empty.
Mm-hmm. Do you
I'm
love
trying.
Ella, Lisa?
I want to love her.
Mm-hmm.
No, she feels that you feel deceived by her.
I am deceived by her, but I'm willing to make a truce.
Mm-hmm. Can you forgive Ellie today for all the lying and manipulating?
Of course, I forgive you. You're part of me.
Mm-hmm.
I love you. I have learned to love myself.
Mm-hmm.
You need to love us too.
Did you hear that?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So can Ellie forgive herself now that Lisa has forgiven her and understand that she was lying and manipulated to get her own needs met, because that's all she knew. That's all the narcissist taught her to do, and she became one because she was just modeling what they taught her. She's just a child and doesn't know any better. Can she forgive herself for that?
She has her hand on her heart and putting her head down. She's surrounded by angels who are all blessing her and giving her the safety to feel through it and to forgive herself.
Beautiful.
She's exhaling. And I feel like with every exhale, it's getting lighter. The energy's getting lighter.
Good.
I don't feel anymore anything in front of, like I felt like a cloak in front of me, separating me and her.
Yeah.
But now it's opening up. She said, tell me again, Lisa.
Say that again.
She said, tell me again, Lisa.
Tell me again, Lisa.
I love you. You're part of me. Come with me. We can go to that beautiful place that you wanted me to imagine. You wanted me to imagine this house that's in the new earth. You can come there with me. There's no reason why you can't come. It's not our time yet. It's not our time to be there. The last time I did a QHHD session, we went to that place. You told me, you showed me it was there. I now know it's there. We can go. I've been angry at you, but we don't have to be angry anymore, do we?
She said no. Just
Come,
he wants you to talk to her whenever you can.
I will always talk to you. Come on. Last night you were so scared. Don't be scared. I will tuck you in.
How is she feeling now?
Tina's changed. We're in your living room. She's there.
Mm-hmm.
She's sitting next to Lisa and is laying down. Now she's integrating herself inside Lisa.
Beautiful.
And like Lisa could, like, when she feels her in within her, she can zip her up and keep her in there.
Zip her up.
She's inside my coat. I'll put her inside my coat. My little dog loves her too. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Well, now that she's healed, she's going to integrate into the whole.
Yes.
Okay.
Just if you feel her nudge to speak to her.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel what?
If you feel her nudge you.
She does a lot.
Well, we're hoping it's going to be less now that she's integrating into the whole.
Okay.
Her voice will either be helpful.
I'm sorry. It's okay.
This is about forgiveness. Ellie being able to forgive herself for all the bad things she's done. Knowing that she did them out of love for you. She was only trying to help.
What do you see in front of me? What are you so afraid of? The future is beautiful. You don't have to look in front. You
The
don't
fear
have
of
to
being
be.
forgotten.
Say that again.
The fear of feeling or being forgotten, of not having a purpose,
Mm-hmm.
of being left behind.
Oh, honey, I don't know what my purpose is either. You know, we're just going to have to find out.
Find out together.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me check her questions, see if there's anything we can ask Ellie before she integrates fully. Do you have any questions for Ellie, Lisa?
Don't be afraid. I have it under control. I'm an adult. I'm an old lady now. do not have to worry about these things. Look at all the friends I have now. Look how lovely they are. Look how wonderful all these people are that come to visit us. Look how nice they are. They love you so much. Can't you feel that when they come in? Can't you feel it? You get to share too, okay?
She gets to share in that love now.
I'm a generous person. I can give to you just as much, okay? You see that you know me.
She is you. She is you.
She's me now.
Yes.
My arms are always open and my door is always open for you.
So Ellie's purpose in your life was to protect you. Is that right?
You did a good job.
She did. She kept you safe all this time.
She has.
Yeah. But you don't need her to
It
do
was
that.
an important job, and you shouldn't feel unimportant or lost. And stop giving me breadcrumbs. You don't need to. If I'm to go on and do this, you have to be with me. You can't interfere with whatever messages I get from Source. You can't. You can't be the filter. You can't do this.
That's right. Are you still connected with her, Karen?
I'm just feeling she's just kind of letting it all sink in. Yeah.
She's in my heart.
Oh, good. Yeah.
I feel her. I know she's there sometimes.
Trying to protect your heart.
It's okay.
So was the purpose of Ellie wanting to open this portal to New Earth so that she could escape from this reality?
Yes.
Thinking that the grass is greener somewhere else?
Yes.
Why did she say she was original sin?
It's just a breadcrumb to kind of take Lisa off her path so that she focuses on something else than what is really happening in this present moment.
Okay. Lisa, do you have a good understanding of Ellie?
I see that. I see that's what she's done. Absolutely.
Yeah. Just trying to keep you focused elsewhere so you're not.
Yes.
Yeah. But she doesn't need to do that anymore. Can have the same mission and purpose together. Doesn't need to protect you. It's your job now to protect yourself. And you've both done a really good job of that. Surviving in this life. Thriving. Time to thrive now. Is Ellie ready to do that with you?
I think she's settling in.
Okay. We'll let her settle in and we'll check in with her later. Let's ask her first, why was it her that said you were the green consciousness in the last regression?
It's not you. She said it's not you. You think it's my husband. He's so big, she says. He's big.
Why did she lie and say that that was you? Is that because she wanted to feel important?
She wanted it for herself.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. Is there anything else that Ellie would like to say before we move on?
I just feel her remorse.
Yeah.
Don't be remorseful. Be in the spirit of wanting to love.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Okay, we'll let Ellie kind of settle in and soak all that healing in. And now we can move on